how are you doing today?
Guess I'm doing okay.
It's so great to see you. I'm so happy that you're back. I can see that you're not doing so great. So what's going on? Do you have something that you want to get off your chest before we start the session?
It's a lot. I don't even know where to start. Like, just so depressed.
Lots been going on. I can see.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So I definitely do want to reiterate to you that everything that's going to be said in this session will be between me and you, unless you're at risk of hurting someone else or yourself or the larger community, then I would have to report it. Okay? So this is our third session, and today we'll be working on your depression. Did you do that homework that I gave you last week? The homework in which I told you that I wanted you to write down how many times you feel your mood has been changed, or you just feel really deeply saddened or depressed. Did you do that?
I did it.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just that I just been so tired and just like, it's like I have so much fatigue and like just been like really tired, and I guess I did start to write down some of my thoughts, and you know, they were not really good thoughts. They were like bad thoughts, and I feel like crap. I mean, like, I'm so depressed because it's like my husband left me, and I have 2 kids. I'm going through like the most worst divorce of my life right now, and not only just that, it just has me so depressed. I never thought I would ever come to the situation of my husband leaving me, and then now, like, with 2 kids in my hand, like I can't find myself being happy again.
Sounds like a lot's been going on. So I hear that you're are you divorced? You are divorced, right? And you have 2 kids, and it's been a lot of stuff going on in your life at this time. You're really depressed, right?
I am, and not only just that, and he hit me once, and that had me even more depressed.
Oh wow, he hit you only one time?
Yeah.
Wow, sounds like a lot really went on. So today, I want to let you know that I'm writing down, like I did talk to you in my first and second session, that I'll be writing down, taking notes on what you say. If you want any copies of it or anything like that, I can always give you a copy if you're interested in having it. I'm just
A copy to remind myself that my life is full of crap.
But you don't have to take the copy when you know if you're progressing or anything like that, and you feel the need of having a copy, you can have it, okay? Alright, so for this session today, I really wanted to focus on your thoughts and your feelings, you know? I wanted to get to know you a little more. I wanted you to explain to me about a situation in your life where you were deeply depressed, and I want to analyze your thoughts and your feelings when you had when that event took place. Okay, so think about it. You don't have to rush it. Just think about a time when you felt really depressed.
I was so depressed from the time that night when my husband just gave me the news and told me he's going to divorce me and leave me. He's done with me. He's finished with me. And then he told me I was ugly. He told me I was worth for nothing. And I just couldn't believe it. And not only just that, not only did he call me bad names, and then I didn't even know where to go. He told me to pack my things. And that was just one of the worst moments in my life. The way, and then he told me he hated me. He said that I was the person he wants nothing to do with me at all. He is just finished with me. He's done with me. bring him no happiness, and he just made me seem like I was nothing and I was worthless, and that was the most absolute worst depressive moments in my life, that somebody could just ever belittle me like this.
Sounds like that was a really hard time in your life. It must be really hard just for your husband to walk in one day and say he wants a divorce after having 2 kids. Did you have your 2 kids with him?
Yes.
After having 2 kids
And married
married
for years.
It's really hard. I want you to elaborate on your feelings. Like, I want to know, how were you angry at that moment? How did you feel while you were so depressed? How did you feel? What emotion came you out to that?
Everything. I was just angry. I was angry at him. I felt like I wanted to yell. I wanted to scream. I was upset. I was mad. I was enraged. Just everything.
I heard you say that your husband called you ugly. He said degrading words to you, and he called you names. Did you ever think that you were ugly or the degrading names that your husband called you? Did you ever feel that way?
I did. After he said it to me, he really made me feel that way when he put that in my mind. And I just woke up every day just hearing that same voice. And it bothers me every time. It's like I want to be able to get over hearing those bad voices, but it's like I just keep hearing that same voice in his head about, you're not worth it, you're not worth for nothing, you're ugly, and just, I hate that voice and I want it to go away.
You know what? When I'm listening, it sounds like so much has been going on, but I can hear that your husband made you feel bad about yourself, and you stated to me that you do still feel that way, right? Right? So what I want you to do is I really want you to make an I statement that you can say. This is the homework I'm going to give you. I want you to have an I statement that you will say to yourself that you are. What do you feel about yourself before your husband called you that? Did you think you were beautiful?
I did feel like I can be.
And what else did you feel about yourself?
And I felt like I was a good mother. I felt like I was a good wife.
Okay, and tell me another thing.
And I felt like I'm a good person.
You know what? I want you to write that down. I want you to write that I am beautiful. I want you to write down that I am a good mother. And I do still want you to write down that last statement that you said. That.
Yes.
You're going to write that down.
I'm a good person.
You are a good person. You're going to write that down. You're going to repeat it every morning. It may not seem like anything the first and second time, but I want you to do that for the week, and I want to see what's going to happen next session when I see you, okay? It's coming to a close of our session. I hope you're feeling better. You're feeling better, right?
I think I can believe myself that I feel those feelings again.
You ready for next week?
I'm going to try.
All right. We're going to do a switch now.
Okay, so welcome back, Stacey. How are you?
I'm not bad, but, I am doing better.
Okay, well, that's great to hear. I do want to thank you for coming by today. I really appreciate that. So last session we discussed on how we were talking about your thoughts and your feelings and how you were feeling. And moving forward, there were some statements that I went over that, for you to try to repeat. And I want to know, so how are those statements coming along? Because I know that we sat together to say statements like, do you remember what some of those statements were?
Yes, I've been saying them every morning. The 3 statements: I am beautiful.
Yes.
That I am a good mother.
Yes.
And that I am a good person.
Yes.
I've been saying it, and I can definitely tell you that it brings me upliftment. I realize that the best time to do it during the day is in the morning. And I've been doing it, and I have to thank you so much because I feel better. I still have my depressing moments, but I feel better.
That's great, Stacey.
Thank you.
I want to first start off by I commend you on that because I can understand that it may not be so easy. Saying it could be one thing, but feeling it and that you are
Yeah.
is something totally different. So I commend you on completing your homework and you remembered. You know, that's why I asked you because I wanted to see if you would remember what you know we talked about in our last session. So good job on that. And now after you've been telling yourself that you are beautiful, that you are a good mother, and you are a good person, tell me more about that. So after you've been repeating these statements, you know, what is your reaction now?
Like after my reaction was way better than it was before. You know, when you gave me that assignment, I was like, oh my goodness, what is she trying to tell me to do? You know, my husband called me all these names. I'm ugly. I'm just good for nothing. I can't keep the place clean and stuff like that. And you know, just repeat my session because I said, you know what, I do keep the place clean. It may not be like extra spotless, but I do keep the place clean. I was able to process my thoughts. I was able to, because you remember from the first session when you told me to process my thoughts and my feelings, I started adding things up and I said, you know what? I'm going to work on it. I'm not ugly. I'm beautiful. I was able to smile more because I was saying these things to myself. I feel a lot better.
Wow,
A lot better.
that is amazing, Stacey.
I'm not there yet, but I feel that I am.
And you should feel proud of yourself because you did it all by yourself.
Okay.
You came up with, we sat together to come up, you know, with those goals for you, and you did it all by yourself. So you should really feel proud of yourself for being able to do that and feel that. And, you know, breathing techniques, you know, I want to know, sometimes, I remember the last session when we spoke, you know, when I asked you before, how did you feel before the first time when your ex-husband was yelling at you and things like that. You said to me that you felt angry.
Yeah.
Now, after a while, have you ever found yourself being angry when you're...
Going through my depressive stage.
Yes.
Yeah, like, you know, like I'd say 2 days ago, I got very angry. I'm still, you know, going through my depression, you know. It's not as frequent as it was before, but I felt really, really angry, and I don't know what to do about it. Like, I get angry, and it's like I continue, I feel like I'm gonna get a headache. So I don't know what I can do, but
Well, I am sorry to hear that you says that sometimes you feel like you have a headache and that you feel like there are times where you can be angry. So it may seem that that may not seem to be something that can be quite easy dealing with. And anger is something natural that, you know, in general that people can deal with. Anger is a natural emotion. It's not to say, I want to just educate you a little bit about anger. It's not to say that it's healthy, but it is a way and a form of expressing your emotion. So I want to try a little bit of exercise with you, just very quick.
What kind of exercise?
We're going to try to breathe in a little bit, okay?
Oh, cool.
If you can just breathe in with me. Go ahead and just inhale really quick.
Inhale.
Yeah, just go ahead
That's
and
what I
inhale.
go.
Now exhale for me. Okay. Now go ahead and just inhale one more time. And exhale. Okay. Now as you're doing that breathing exercise, I want to know next time, are you willing to be able to try to do this technique when you feel like you're upset and you're angry? Are you willing to try to breathe in
Yeah.
and then breathe out again?
Yeah, I think it's a good technique because, you know, when I realized when you said that about breathing, I remember that when I get really angry, I start like, I would say hyperventilating, like my chest starts pounding. It's like I'm trying to hold everything in. So maybe I can try these exercises. Maybe it'll be good for me.
Okay, definitely. That would, as long as you see that that's something that can work out for you
Mhm.
and it can help you, is that something that you would like to work on?
Yeah, I would definitely want to work on it. Yeah, because I have mood swings, during the day, especially with this depression and fatigue. I feel so tired and my energy is so low. So yeah, this is something I can really incorporate into my plan. I don't know how I should yet, but I need to.
Okay, great.
Yeah.
Well, sounds like you have it all figured out for yourself, because I was going to just ask you, can that be something you would see yourself incorporating in your everyday life, from even when you're upset, if those thoughts do come back, those anger thoughts, or those voices try to play back in your mind, just breathe inhale and just breathe in to think that you are beautiful, that you are a good person, you are a good mother. And I want to leave you off with some homework, because our session is coming to an end right now.
Okay.
So, would you be able to get a journal by any chance whenever you can?
Yeah. I used to, I used to have journals when I was a child. I used to write in my journal and stuff, like things that happened during the day and,
Okay.
how I feel and stuff like that.
Okay, great. Well, that's awesome, because if you can, it would be very helpful that if you can be able to get a journal. There is a women's empowerment class that
Where?
is coming up. It's going to be in Fort Lauderdale at the Women's Empowerment Community Center.
Oh.
So the class is going to be on Monday nights, 6:30 p.m. to 9:30, and you can bring your journal there
Okay.
if you would like, and be able to just take notes and get some feedback on some empowering thoughts that they'll be stating.
I need that.
Is that something that can be able to work out for you?
You know what? Monday nights, I actually don't have the kids. My mom has the kids. So, yeah, I like that. The thought, I really need an empowerment class. I think that's something that I need to look into.
Okay. Great. Well, so I'll just go ahead. I'll register you in for that.
You'll register me?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
And as well as we have the yoga class, where you can be able to
Yoga
practice more your breathing
Yes,
technique
I need
skills.
that.
That way, so if those anger thoughts want to come back, it can be a way to be able to help, reduce the anger, and to be able to help reduce your depression.
The depression, yes.
As well.
I really want to work on that.
Okay, great. So
Those are some good plans.
So the yoga class is on Saturdays at 1 p.m. Is that something that can work out for you?
1 p.m. On Saturday. Yeah. If it doesn't, I'll tell you.
Okay.
I will. But I think it will work out for me.
Well, great. So our session has come to an end,
Okay.
Stacey, and I once again I want to commend you on working on the homework from the last session. So I encourage you to try your best. If that's something that can work out for you, to continue working on writing down your thoughts,
Yes.
your feelings,
It helped a lot.
and bringing the notebook journal with you to the Women's Empowerment class. And when you go to the yoga, to be able to help reduce your levels of the depression feelings that you're feeling. And then we're going to find out how the depression is and how it decreased from there. And I'll give you a depression scale, and we'll see how things are working out for you, okay?
Awesome.
Okay, well,
Thank you so much.
not a problem. And thank you for coming in, Stacey.